it up right back with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Made the World Series a few years ago. Last few years, kind of middling around 500 in the NL West. Go first with the top five. Number one is Ryan Waldschmidt, outfielder, MLB's number 66 prospect in the 2025 rankings. He was moved up to number 59 in the latest 2026 top 100 rankings. Sarasota, Florida native who was used as a prospect promotion incentive pick that the Snakes got after Corbin Carroll won the Rookie of the Year back in 2023. So a little incentive that is now their top prospect in the system. 55 grade hit tool, 55 grade power, which is his biggest attribute, 55 grade speed leading the way. Power is what stood out to me. He had an ACL tear back in 2023 while playing in the Cape Cod League and only played 14 games of the single A season in 2024. This past year, got some more opportunities, played the full season, jumped up, had a standout year in Double A to finish the year following a promotion from High A. 309 average, 423 OBP, 498 OPS, 66 games, 77 hits, 9 home runs. Swing, watching it, very resemblant of Brian Dozier, guys. That's kind of a pull from the 2010s. Bat around low to the shoulder, and that bat just explodes through the zone with some right-handed pop, kind of low center of gravity from the plate. So I really like that swing, very quick through the zone, and that pop, a little bit surprising with his swing, with his stature, but it really jumps off the bat. ETA right now is 2026. The Diamondbacks crowded outfield with Corbin Carroll, with Alec Thomas. Left field could be an option. There's conversations about former top prospect Jordan Lawler moving out there because of the success of Geraldo Perdomo. So I think he's either a September call-up or you give him the full season in AAA, and next season he's a guy that breaks camp and starts at opening day. Number two, keeping it in the outfield, Slade Caldwell, the first round draft choice for Arizona in 2024, pick number 29, stands at 5'9" and has a smaller strike zone that he uses to his advantage at the plate. It's going to get eerily similar with these tools here, gentlemen. 70 grade run tool, 60 grade field, 50 grade hit tool. Corbin Carroll's first grade at number 4 in 2021, 60 grade hit tool, 70 grade run tool, 60 grade field. So some similar stuff with what Slade Caldwell brings to the table as the prominent outfielder for the Snakes at the big league level. Last season played in between single A and high A Hillsboro, finishing the year with a 260 average, 408 OBP, 360 slugging, 106 hits, and 91 walks. Biggest question for him is the power. Has that smaller strike zone, uses it for contact, but still developing that pop from the left side. Again, continuing the comparison to Corbin Carroll, what really took him to the next level. What we talked about with Jason and Jackson Churio was that power development. Corbin Carroll really honing in on his power from the left side. ETA 2028 right now, I think that is about right. Don't rush it, especially where he's at skill wise, where he is in the minor league pipeline. They have outfielders, they have players kind of in front of him in the pecking order like that, really kind of refine his skills at the plate. Defense is there. Offense, again, just tweaking on that end. Number three, Kayson Cunningham, the first round draft choice of 2025 for the Diamondbacks. This past year, number 18 went under slot. They picked him up. 60 grade hit tool, 60 grade speed, mixing in a 55 grade arm, profiling at that shortstop spot. Following draft, went to Visalia Single A, played 11 games, 255 average, 12 hits, 15 Ks, 3 walks, struggle with the strikeouts, the hit tool, very quick inside out swing from the left side, taking the ball the other way is his next step. Very good, lining it up the middle, hitting it to the pull side. Got to work on opposite field, taking those pitches on the outer half. Some comps as well to kind of a left-handed hitting Jet Williams. who we've talked about on this show with the Brewers. That was a comp for him being drafted. So, an area where maybe the Diamondbacks can move him around. Of course, he's still years away. Geraldo Perdomo still kind of holding down that shortstop spot for the time being. Number four, another infielder, second base, third base, Demetrio Crisantes, shortstop, second base, third base, excuse me, third year in pro ball, drafted in the seventh round. He's an Arizona native, grew up right on the border of Arizona and Mexico, drafted right out of high school. So again, he knows what baseball is like in Zona and what it means to play in front of that Phoenix crowd. Little bat movements, really steady right above his hand, but a leg kick provides excellent uh, movement, excellent lift, great exit velos, and again, some surprising pop when he makes contact. The ball flies for him. This past season was promoted to High A Hillsboro, 252 average, 773 OPS, 31 hits in 34 games played. He did suffer a label tear, so he should be ready for 2026, but it really ended his 2025 short. The 2027 ETA for him, I think I'm going to go with 2028. I think right now, finish out, kind of have a full year in Double A coming up, then in AAA, I think in 2027, just mapping it out for 2028. Made the trade for Arenado. I think Nolan that's probably going to be his final year. Ketel Marte, to be quite honest, he might be gone by that point. So I think that's a time with Crisantes, he is ready. And number five, the most MLB ready out of the bunch, Tommy Troy, one of two players that the Diamondbacks invited as a non-roster invitee, along with Waldschmidt, to spring training. 55 great tools across the board and has skills that can translate to the bigs immediately. Took the promotion to AAA in stride with a 295 batting average, 38 games with Reno, 46 hits total the year with a 289 average, 833 OPS, 144 hits, and 79 runs across double and AAA. Something that really took me by surprise looking at his stats, looking at his video, is his power. He upped his power numbers, career high 15 home runs in 2025, along with 28 doubles, 21 doubles combined from the previous two seasons. So he's finding gaps. He's right now a guy that's blocked again, just mentioned with Ketel Marte, Nolan Arenado really could have benefited from the Diamondbacks trading their second baseman if they did go that route in the offseason. I think he's a guy that they might look to move to outfield. He's also listed on MLB.com as an outfielder. Like I said, they're also trying to do that with Jordan Lawler. So we'll see what's going on there. Blaze Alexander, who's had some good moments for Arizona at the big league level as well. So I'd say ETA right now, 2026, September call up, maybe safer pick. Again, spring training breaks the roster, 2027 with some more guys moved around. Diamond in the rough is Avery Owusu-Asiedu, who the number 27 in the Arizona system outfielder, who they acquired recently this offseason with my Philadelphia Phillies in exchange for left-handed pitcher Kyle Backus. Biggest skill for him is 55 grade power. He has 70 grade speed, a little something different from the prospect mode for the Diamondbacks. He brings speed with power. Strikeout rate is the big thing for him. Has continued to cut it down, though, from 36.5% back in 2023. It's continued to go down. Stands out, 6'4", large frame. He definitely uses that on the base pass, but still trying to find advantages with that frame at the dish. Absolute cannon of an arm, guys, out in right field. Gunned down Connor Griffin, a 97-mile-per-hour throw that gunned down Griffin at the plate this past season. So maybe Arizona can make those tweaks to his swing and add another outfielder to their depth in the system. Some strengths infield options, again, Troy leading the pack. I really like where Arizona has gone with drafting as well as their development with these infielders, with, of course, Perdomo, what he has really grown into. Of course, Marte has been a staple there. Of course, they make the trade for Nolan Arenado, but they have guys like Troy. They have Crisantes. They have these guys kind of waiting in the wings. James Groover, JD Dix, Christopher Torin, other guys that didn't even mention in the top five that are going to get some opportunities as non-roster invitees. So, I mean, even trading for Arenado, they have depth if he does get injured, if stuff goes awry with the veteran. Weaknesses to wrap things up, fielding tool and outfield questions. Of course, you always love depth, but maybe there's a little bit too much depth here. Some of the questions are going to be DH with Waldschmidt. He does struggle in the field. Where you going to put him? Of course, the whole Jordan Lawler situation, which he's really been up and down, and had that high ranking, but really hasn't found his stride yet. Especially again with guys like Perdomo, as great as he's been, has really taken his spot. Where is he going to play? Waldschmidt, Caldwell will be ready. Can't keep these guys in the minors forever. And for a Diamondbacks team, right back to the Cardinals situation, Marte, Arenado, can you move these guys, reset, push these younger guys up, get them some opportunities at the big league level?
So a little bit of an older team, like you just alluded to, right? Great comp with the Cardinals. I went up and down the list, and as you kind of went through, you answered my first question, I think. Ketel Marte gets traded tomorrow for a prospect haul. They're trying to build up on assets. Tommy Troy's the guy? Are you thinking he's the leader in the clubhouse to take his spot?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I like it. Yeah, I think that's big, right? I think in general, they've kind of got a surplus, or not an embarrassment of riches, but if you want to like go up and down this farm system, got a couple of guys who can play short, got a couple of guys who are up the middle over on the second base end. Jacob, full transparency, like as we've gone through this series, and we're probably about 3 or 4 episodes of being done, or away from being done with it, the Diamondbacks are just one of those teams. Maybe it's because the top end of their farm has struggled. We haven't covered them a lot, so you kind of ventured in the dark for us here, which we really appreciate. I didn't know some of these names, genuinely, right? I knew Tommy Troy, and I think that's just because of the dialogue that's going on over at that second base spot. Should Ketel Marte get dealt, he seems to be the leader to take over that spot. But yeah, great work diving into it and giving us an idea of a farm system that I honestly think nationwide isn't getting a whole lot of coverage right now. These are names that are, they're the names of tomorrow. And if this Diamondbacks team is, I don't know, let's say a handful of games under 500 at the deadline, all of a sudden these guys are going to rise to the top if they decide to go rebuild mode. Something I don't think they've considered the last couple of years or pulled the trigger on, but if they do, all these names that you just brought up are going to get a lot more runway. So appreciate you doing that.